Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Second day, having a good time? I'm very, very happy to be here. I'm Guillermo. I'm the CEO of Tauvlo, and we are a tokenized real estate marketplace. So, real estate, we've listened to a lot of talks. I was so pleased to hear how the XRP layer is focusing on the real-world assets tokenization, how it's playing a major role, and how user experience and making it easy for investors out there, it's so vital. So, real estate investment is a 2.6 trillion market. It's huge. It's a monster market, but yet it remains highly inaccessible to millions of investors out there that don't have the required high initial capital to get started, or they are just put off by such long and complex processes that you have to go through it. Real estate is the #1 asset for wealth generation. Real estate is king. It's difficult to give exact figures, but it's estimated in $320 trillion worth of value of real estate out there. It's huge. And why is there such a huge value there? Well, it's the place where we live in, it's the place where it's our most precious asset. And once you manage to build some wealth, chances are that investing in real estate is going to be on top of that list. It appreciates over time. Of course, there are some downturns sometimes, but in the long term, it's always a very safe and good investment. And it creates income, it creates passive income, and you can use it as collateral to build your wealth on top of it. You can borrow against it, and you can leverage those positions. It's the #1 asset to build that wealth. It's what high net worth individuals use to build the wealth. But it's restricted to a few investors out there. It requires a huge initial capital to get started. The sell and buy processes are very complex. It takes a very long time, and that makes the asset very illiquid. And of course, is restricted to your immediate geographical location. It's very difficult to get access to investment opportunities that are outside of your, not immediate reach maybe, but definitely you need to know where you are. And that puts off many people out of this market. And if you decide to get invested in real estate, you have two options. First option is go through the process where you search for properties, you find a lender, you tour the homes, eventually you put a down payment, you have to sort that out, all the insurance, all this. Then once you finally get to have the asset, you need to find a renter, sort that out. It takes weeks, months, estimated between 6 and 9 months to do that. That puts off many people who don't want to go through this hassle. And the other option that we have is, if you want to have some exposure to the real estate asset, is through a REIT, through a real estate investment trust. But investing in REITs doesn't involve asset ownership. It's basically investing in a group of people, in a company, in a management team. They decide where to invest. They decide which property, which not, which risk, which leverage to use. You don't really have much visibility on what's going on there, and you don't get to choose much. And we think this doesn't connect with modern digital investors that don't have an easy way to invest in this. Revolut and eToro, they figured this out, and they managed to unlock this huge market of the stock markets in particular. And they made it easy through a modern digital experience to invest in these markets. There are 550 million investors out there investing in digital investment platforms. That's huge. And to invest in stocks, you need to have some sort of financial knowledge, whereas in real estate, it resonates with more people, and it's a more desirable market. So this number could be much larger than that. So this is exactly what we are targeting, and tokenization solves these problems. how does it work? Video, please. Imagine just through, it's just very simple, a modern Airbnb-style marketplace where you can just browse properties, select one, and by choosing one, buying tokens, you immediately become a fractional owner of that property. And technology allows for this and makes it extremely simple. And this is a true game changer, from months to seconds, and gives the liberty, the freedom of users to choose where they want to invest exactly and manage their own portfolios. So, how does it work? To put it very simple, of course, the property is owned by an SPV, a special purpose vehicle company, and that company issues a token offering. The token has all the ownership rights of the property hard-coded there. So you, as a token holder, are owner of that asset, and also, of course, the price of the token appreciates over time, and you can get a proportional income based on what you invested on the income generated by that asset. So, and the beauty of this is that you can also, you don't need to sell, because the investor who typically invests in real estate is not going to trade often the tokens. It's more for wealth preservation. And you would not need to sell. You can create a basket of your tokens and borrow against it, and even get a mortgage from it, and all these new products that are coming out there. And this is where we see the exponential change to what we have right now. Where are we standing right now? The market is not there ready. We're talking with real estate companies, and they're just not ready yet to tokenize. They like the idea. The ones at least that we are speaking, they're very large groups. They believe it's the future, but because of lack of references and real projects, they're a bit skeptical and they're a bit cautious. But they do need financing, of course, like everybody. And they are having issues to finance their projects. Of course, it's getting a more tight industry. And what we are offering them is a way to raise capital for their projects through a tokenized bond backed by real estate. So that way, they're getting familiar with the technology. They are getting access to a new pool of investors, the crypto community. And on the other side, this crypto investor who has their portfolio and is happy to put some part of the portfolio into some more conservative, very safe 10% yield, for example, and allocate a part of the portfolio into that. So this is how we are starting. And of course, technology allows for this, but we are very limited, I think too much, by the way. We just have to do it. So our approach for the legal restrictions, as we are based in the European Union, we are applying for a MiCA license. And of course, each country has their own specificities. But to be very clear with everybody, we cannot predict exact regulations from each particular country, how they're going to do it. Our approach is that we need to ensure the three pillars, which is investor protection, provide all the information possible for each investment, KYC, AML, and third, prevent market manipulation. As long as we are doing that, yes, there will be some regulators asking for different fees and whatever. We take it as a cost of business, and it will be a very good sign, actually, because we will be moving forward with this. So that's all I have in my breakout session. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any questions or want to discuss something about real estate, I'll be happy to address them. Thank you so much.
Any questions?
So where are you guys based right now?
Prague, Czech Republic.
I see. And how is it possible if I have real estate projects to tokenize and to run raising capital for? How do I approach you guys? What would the ideal process look like?
yeah, you talk with us. We define the business plan of the property. Of course, the ownership rights, how you're going to approach the tokenization. I think I'm out of time, but I'm happy to tell you this. And yes, it's case by case, and we handle the whole process from beginning to end, basically.